Hello again, everyone, and welcome back again for another video. So, like some of you guys out there, I also have kind of a little side hustle thing that I do just to kind of keep myself occupied when I'm bored. I do DoorDash. Some of you guys might do Uber and, whatever other services that are out there. I know there's, multiple ones to choose from. In my area, we have DoorDash. But what I'm getting at here is what we're going to do today is we're going to take my phone, which you see on the screen right here, right now, and we're going to make it a little bit better for me when I dash. Why would I want to do this? Well, if let me go ahead and pick up my phone here and close this app up real quick. Now, the thing about doing DoorDash or some of these other delivery services is that when you have the apps open, it can kind of interfere with other things that you might want to do. Maybe you might want to take a phone call. Maybe you've got a text message. There's nothing worse than, having your Dasher app open and you're out there trying to dash and you got your navigation going, for your delivery, and then somebody, wouldn't you know it, calls you, somebody messages you, and then bloop, there goes your screen, and then what happened? So what we're going to do today is we're going to kind of eliminate that and free up our phone a little bit so that we can use it for other things. Now, there's a couple of prerequisites here in what I'm going to show you. Now, what we're going to do essentially, is we're going to turn our car into a kind of a media center instead. Now, you've seen like Teslas and some of the more modern cars that have like touchscreen stereos and stuff like that. We don't need nothing that fancy. So that's why I'm going to use my wife's car here as an example. Hers is a Ford Fusion, 2012 Ford Fusion. It's got, a CD player in it, AM, FM radio, kind of a weird looking thing. So what we're going to do with hers is we're going to make that into a better unit than what we have going on. For that, we're going to use three things. Let me do something here. What is it? Control F, I think it is. Let's see if I get the right button here. Oh, there we go. Let me reduce this real quick and bring this up, and I'll show you what we're going to start out with here. So you can follow along. I'll leave links down to the stuff that I'm personally using. One thing that we're using here is an FM transmitter. This is going to plug into your cigarette lighter. Now, this particular one, as you can see, has got a fast charge USB-C and USB 3.0 right there. So we can plug two different devices as well as transmit an FM signal. Now, why are we doing this? Why are we transmitting an FM signal? Well, what we're going to do is we're going to take our tablet, and we're going to Bluetooth into our tablet and transmit that to our radio. So you can do this on any car. As long as you got an FM radio, you can do this. I mean, my car has got Bluetooth built in, and if I wanted to, I could use the built-in Bluetooth on the Ford Fusion, but that's kind of cheating. I'm going to show you this way instead, because I think this would be more common for those of you that don't have Bluetooth in your car. Maybe you have an older beater that you're using. So we're going to do it that way instead. Now, we're going to go off on a couple tangents here as I'm explaining this to you, so hopefully you don't get confused. We're going to start right here before we get to anything else with the Bluetooth FM transmitter. Now, the instructions on how to set that up are going to be, whichever one you buy. You don't have to buy the one that I particularly got. This is from Amazon, of course. You can find these at Walmart in the electronics section. They've probably got a couple different types there. I honestly think all Walmart stuff is shit. Wouldn't buy it. I'd just go to Amazon and get something nice. But this is what we're using. Now, one thing about using FM transmitters that people might not be aware of is you want to find a frequency in your area that isn't being used up by other frequencies. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to actually go to radio-locator.com. Okay? And all you're going to do is you're just going to type in your zip code, and I'll just type in mine, 51301. And what it's going to do is it's going to give us a list of frequencies that are being used across the band, starting with 88.1 all the way up to 107.7 there in my area. Now, what we're looking for is kind of a gap here in the frequencies so that these other stations don't interfere. Now, if you look up on top here where it says find unused frequencies, this is actually what we need. So we're going to click right here on find unused frequencies. Now these results will be different for you depending on where your location is. That's why you want to use this website here. But right here, as you can see, it lists frequencies that are pretty open, got a pretty good range in them. That the gap between the stations in between is far enough that it's not going to cause any interference for you. And then you got your next best channels where there might be a station or so coming in, and then third best, you're going to be pretty close to some stations. So what you want to do is go right here where it says vacant channels. And these are the ones that I have to choose from in my area. Now, my pick, because I've done this, for several years doing the FM transmitting, is 96.3. So I'm actually going to use 96.3 FM on the car for this project here. And that's what I'm going to set this here FM transmitter that I just showed you up at, was 96.3. Now, as I said, I'm going to be using a tablet. The tablet I'm using isn't a particular one that you would need to buy. I'm actually using a Headwolf tablet. This might be a little more pricey than what some people would want to spend on a tablet. That's me. You could easily get one from Walmart. I prefer getting like a 10-inch tablet. And my thoughts on it are, if you're going to get a tablet, get a good one. Spend the money, get a good one. I mean, you don't have to spend, $250 like, my tablet is. But, yeah, get something decent at least. And the reason you want something decent is so your maps are actually going to be a little more fluid. And go with a big screen because, we're if you think about it, we're upgrading from our phone to something bigger. Now, why would you want to go with like a 7 or 8 inch tablet coming from like a phone that's maybe 5-6 inches? You're not really gaining much. With the 10-inch screen, you're gaining a lot there. So I mean, yeah, but we'll get to that when you actually see this set up. Anyways, so how we're going to mount this in the car is using something like this. It's a CD slot tablet mount. Let me show you a side view here of what this looks like so you can picture how this works here. Now, what it does is you can see where it says twist lock mounting. You just twist that underneath, and what it does is it clamps down into your CD slot. The way this works right here, we can see in this picture, it just goes into the CD slot, and then there you can mount the tablet. And it's really, really nice. It'll hold this 10-inch tablet nice and secure here. Here's kind of what it looks like. So you can kind of picture how this goes in. Let me show you this picture again. Like I said, this back part just goes into the CD slot. You twist it, it clamps it down, and it's nice and secure. So this will work for almost any car. Like right here's a sample picture of a dashboard. You can see that our tablet is mounted right there. Now you can see where I'm going with this so far, right? Now, so now that you know the hardware that we're going to use to mount our tablet and the tablet that we're going to use, now we need our way to run DoorDash in there on our tablet. Now, that is actually pretty simple. All you have to do is just set your phone up for a hotspot. This is really, I'm kind of going on the notion here that you've got an unlimited data plan on your phone. Most people do. They'll carry an unlimited data plan. If you're dashing, it's really a good idea to do an unlimited plan. But that's what we're going to do, is we're going to mirror or not mirror, we're going to hotspot our phone to our tablet so that our tablet has Wi-Fi connection coming in from the phone, which is getting its connection from your data. So that works out great. If you've never done hotspotting, maybe it might be something you want to look into, but we are going to do it here on this one. Let me go ahead and call this up here, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Let me go ahead and just close that up there. For hotspots, you could just go into your settings, and let me back up here real quick. Now on mine, I actually have a button there where I can go ahead and hook up a hotspot by pushing a button. But normally, you would just go into your settings under network and internet, and under right here, tethering. That's where you're going to find it. Right here under Wi-Fi hotspot. And if we set up Wi-Fi hotspot, you can see I already did like a little simple one here that you can see. You're going to name your Wi-Fi where it says Wi-Fi name SSID. I called mine my phone. And password, I just did a simple one for this demonstration. I just typed in my password. So, of course, you can set this up however you want. Anyways, so back on this menu, you can see that we could turn the Wi-Fi hotspot on or off. I can go ahead and click on there, and it says no devices connected yet. We'll go ahead and leave my phone just like that. So this now is ready for a hotspotting. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and go over to the tablet here. 1 second, let me switch my camera view. All right, there we go. Now we're looking at the tablet. Now I went ahead and connected my tablet to my phone's Wi-Fi. You can see in the corner here we are connected to the internet. Now all I have to do is go ahead and open up my DoorDash app here on the tablet instead. Now, as you can see, we get a nice big screen there, a nice big 10-inch screen to work with there. And the thing about the tablet that I'm using, this has a T618 CPU in it, so it's really, really nice and fluid when we are using the map app. And I'll show you that here in a bit, but I just kind of wanted to show you the initial setup on this before we get going here. So here's our, of course, DoorDash app. Let me go ahead and shut that off. Now, as I said, what we can do is we can make this into a nice media center for your car. Now, you can either, just run with whatever apps you want. I have one that I like to use. It's called Car Launcher. Let me go ahead and hit Car Launcher here so you can see that. And what that does is it actually shows kind of some other things here on the screen, like a speedometer. It shows location, things like that. Down here at the bottom on the app, I don't know if that's going to focus in the camera right. Hold on here. You can see there's some other apps that I had pre-programmed in here, including the Dasher app, Spotify, Pandora, even the local FM radio station, which I can go ahead and play. I'll go ahead and click on that and let you see that. Because we are going to be connected to Bluetooth, it's going to be transmitting the sound from our map directions and from whatever music app that we're using to play. Now we can go ahead and click the live stream here. Oops. I think I just did that wrong. Let me close that up. We'll do something else here. Car Launcher. Okay. Anyways, this Car Launcher is set. I can control my volume and all that. We'll click Pandora here. So you can actually go in and, start playing your Pandora like that. And then, of course, go back to your Car Launcher app and launch your Dasher app. Now, a nice thing about this app, let me go back to it here, If we go to, hold on a second here, let me do this. I want that music to interfere. Go back to this launcher app, go to settings. See where it says car launcher is not selected by default. If you can read that, I think you can. If we do this and change this to the car launcher as our default home screen, anytime we go and we like close up our apps, it'll actually go back to the car launcher app. So you can make this permanent if you like. Now the nice thing about this is that we can go and as we're cruising down the road, listen to our tunes, like, you know, right here. Just start them up on there. Say that one more time. Yeah. Anyway, so we got our music playing right there, and then we can go ahead and load up our Dasher app. And as we're cruising down the road, we can, you know, listen to our music on the speakers of our car, and in addition to that, we can hear the navigation coming through on the speakers too. Let me do this here real quick. Pause that. Go back to that Dasher app. See how quickly I did that? Now, what that's done is, it's freed up our phone here. So I've got my phone now. Now I could take phone calls. Now I can take text messages. Now if I want to, I could go and, you know, surf Facebook and not have to worry about my Dasher app interfering here in any way. So we've kind of doubled our fun here, and we haven't even put this in the car yet. Now, if you're following along, I don't really need to show you the rest of how the rest of this is going to go, since we're synced up there and tethered together. Of course, you know, we got internet there, and our Dasher app here with the nice big screen, you know, and our music. Boy, look at that. We just kind of got an all-in-one entertainment thing here. Now, like I said, I'm using a special app there. It's called, what is that app called? Let me go to the settings here. Car Launcher. I'm sorry. The Car Launcher app, that's what I'm using here. And there's all kinds of, now this is actually the paid version of this. I know there's like a free version of it too. I can't remember what all you can do with that, but yeah, pretty much any functionality that you would have like on a regular Android app screen, you can put in here and just kind of put whatever apps you want in here. And I have basically all music plus the DoorDash app. So tell you what, let me go to the car. Is it getting late out? Yeah, I suppose we can go to the car real fast here. Let me cut this scene. I'm going to grab my GoPro and my other headset. We'll go out to the car. We'll hook this up, and then we'll take a look at this. Alrighty, so here we are in the car. It's kind of dark in here. Sorry, maybe I can turn this on. You can see it a little better. But as you can see, the tablet is mounted here on the thing. We're set to 96.3. I don't know if we can see that. Let's turn this here. You can see I'm on 96.3, transmitting via Bluetooth, and I got my map app on. I have it set. I told it to take me to Walmart. Let's go ahead and drive here a little bit so that you can see this happening. Now imagine, if you would, that you're door dashing and you're jamming along to your music. And now, let me turn off this light here. There we go. It should navigate us. Should hear it navigating.
Turn right onto West 9th Street.
See, I don't know if you heard that, but it told me to turn.
1,000 feet, turn right onto Grand Avenue, Hiawatha Pioneer Trail.
See, I'm not sure if that's coming out right, but I'll just go around the block here so it kind of gives us more directions.
In 600 feet, turn right onto Grand Avenue, Hiawatha Pioneer Trail.
Now, what's nice about my car, like I said, I have the Bluetooth built in, but I'm not using it. But I do have also okay, sorry about the technical difficulties there in the video there with the shot in my car. My GoPro was having some troubles there. Actually, I was having some battery issues. I don't know if you can see this or not. Look at this battery. It just bloated up there. So I've had this plugged in for quite a while, but I haven't used the GoPro in a while. Looks like what happened is this battery got hot and it started to swell. So I had to get out the needle nose to get it out. But anyways, enough of that crap. But anyways, I think maybe you got the gist of that. Here's our tablet again. Like I said, we just run our Dash app here in the tablet. Now here you can see I have it set that way. Of course, you can rotate it that way. It's usually how you'd want to do it with DoorDash. Let's bring this back up. So there's our map again. So yeah, pretty neat, huh? So again, like I said, what this does is it frees up your phone for using for other things. So you don't have to worry about it, excuse me, messing up your Dasher app or your Uber app or whatever you're using. And like I said, it also gives you a nice little media center that you can use. One second here. Gives you a nice little media center that you can use for your car too. And since you are on a different frequency than your regular radio stations, a lot of times these radio stations will have apps like mine. I got the Explore Okoboji app, so I can actually listen to the radio if I want while I'm driving, and in addition hear the navigation being broadcast on my speakers of my car instead of on my phone. So this really, really nice way to style and profile while you're doing your dashing. But hopefully you guys got the gist of that. Like I said, I'm going to leave some links down in the description there of the stuff that I use to do this. Now, you might not have a CD player in your car. You might have to, do some other alternative way to mount a tablet on there. But really, when you tether your phone to your tablet and run it that way, it is just so much nicer, so much nicer. And it really is nice having the phone freed up there in case somebody calls you, in case you need to call someone else. Now, a question you might have is well, what about if God, I forgot what I was going to say now because I was just busy looking at the damn screen. I forgot. I don't remember. Losing my mind. You know what? I'm just going to cut this video. Screw it. I suck today. But, alright, guys. That's it. That's how we're going to do dual screen door dashing in style. So I will talk to you guys later. I will see you in the next video. Everybody have a good night and make that cheddar. Later, people.